Hello, everybody. Today is May the 4th, and I want you to say with me right now, that means that today is Star Wars Day. My favorite holiday, as you would know if you've watched any of my videos before. I make it no secret that this is, without a doubt, my favorite holiday there is. Because, well, it is a holiday celebrating my favorite movie franchise and book series. I mean, technically the books aren't canon anymore now that Disney's got their grubby little hands on them, but it's all the same. Now, because, Rogue One has just been released and Last Jedi has just been announced, trailer for that actually looked pretty good. I am very hyped. I thought I'd take a moment to talk about some of the new movies. I kind of liked them. That might be something of an unpopular opinion, but I kind of liked them. They certainly were my favorite in the series. No, that honor resides with The Empire Strikes Back because it's just fantastic, and Revenge of the Sith. Not because it's a good movie, but because of all the memes that have been made out of it. Now, anyways, the new movies, specifically like Rogue One and Force Awakens, they were okay, I'd say. I will say that I think that I liked Rogue One a bit better than Force Awakens, and that's mostly because, well, Rey is just so boring. I mean, when we're introduced to her, she seems pretty interesting. She's got a rough life. She's scavenging for everything she gets, but then when the plot really starts gaining steam, she's just so perfect at everything. Like, oh, hi Han Solo, I'm better at piloting the Millennium Falcon than you, and I can repair it. Somehow. Hey, Kylo Ren, I just picked up a lightsaber now, today, and despite having no experience whatsoever with it, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Somehow? I mean, put it this way, I'm not saying that Luke didn't do a similar thing, because, he kind of did, but at least he got some training. Some. Rey just picked up the thing and just hacked away at it. Took down Kylo Ren like a chump. Now, I have been fencing for right around 7 years at this point. Now, let me tell you this. There are some beginners that are just naturally good, I guess they're born with it or they just have some sort of instinct. There are several beginners I have met that are at the skill of some people who have been fencing for around 1 or 2 years. Now, while that is somewhat uncommon, it does happen. That doesn't mean, though, that they would be beating people like me or the coaches. And that's simply because we have, freaking years of experience. Like, if you're, just walk up, like, okay, you gotta stand like this. You gotta stand like this, right? You gotta, yeah, whatever. It's kind of a poor on guard, but you get it. They teach you how to do everything. And I just adjust this. Yeah, on guard and what all. Yeah, like I said, there are some people who are good at that naturally, but I've never met a single beginner that was able to beat me when it was their first time. Like, I highly doubt that. I mean, some people have said, oh, she had that staff thing. Yeah. No. So I also do a bit of HEMA. Let me tell you this. German longsword and quarterstaff are incredibly different. Just gonna throw that out there. Now, moving on to Rogue One, I quite liked it. There were some problems with it. I thought Jyn was a bit one-dimensional. Like, she didn't have much motivation. She seemed kind of flat. But I liked the movie. Now that I think it was probably the most expensive way that they could have fixed that plot hole from A New Hope. Oh God, people are starting to realize that there wouldn't just be a hole in the middle of the Death Star. I know. Get me a script writer down here. We're gonna make a new movie to explain it. But yeah, it was all good fun. It was a pretty good Star Wars movie. It explained a lot of stuff, bridged the gap between those two. It was decent. It was pretty good. Had some pretty good action scenes. I will warrant. And one scene I really liked was when they're on a you know, or God, can't remember the name for some reason. Hell of a nerd I am, right? But anyways, and it shows the full destructive power of the Death Star. It blows up that planet. And it just shows Saw Gerrera just standing there. He's like, and he's just standing there as the world just, you know, blows up. I thought that was such an amazing scene because, well, up until that point, we had never seen the Death Star actually from the point of view of someone who was, you know, about to die from it. I mean, we saw the destructive power in A New Hope, but we only saw it blow up Alderaan from the perspective of Leia and all the other people on the Death Star. I thought it was really cool to see it from, you know, the perspective of someone who's actually there. That was really cool. Other than that, I just, you know, again, it's not like they're my favorites, but I do rather like the new ones. And then again, I mean, they are Star Wars movies, and as I am a Star Wars fan, I'm obligated to like pretty much anything that has Star Wars with the name slapped on it. Hell, I've even watched the Christmas specials. Oh, God, the Christmas specials. Oh, God. If you haven't watched the Star Wars Christmas special, don't, first of all. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it because, well, they are less than great. Like, there's one scene where Luke is talking to Chewie. He says, come on, Chewie, give me a smile. And then Chewie's like, and it was just so weird. I'm not going to describe the whole thing. Watch it for yourself if you want. Yeah, it's kind of fun from a campy perspective, I suppose, but definitely not the best thing that has the Star Wars label slapped on it. But like I said, I like most things that are related to Star Wars. I spent several years reading most of the books, playing the video games. Hell, one of my favorite shooters of all time is Battlefront 2. No, not the new one, the masterpiece. That was made several years ago, I believe 2006, I think it was. And what I think was great about that was because, you know, first of all, it had a story. It also had this really cool game mode called Galactic Campaign, or Galactic Conquest, sorry, which was just fantastic. And multiplayer isn't exactly as full as the new Battlefront game, but if you live in North America like I do, they're generally reasonably populated. So basically, this is kind of just me talking about Star Wars, which is one of my favorite things in this world. But I'd really just like to wish you guys all a very happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And, yeah. May the 4th be with you, everybody.